You've probably heard about the law of unintended consequences, but have you heard about the law of unintended discoveries? These are accidental and unintended discoveries that change the world. A few examples are insulin, the pacemaker, vulcanized rubber, and penicillin. So the question is, what kind of unintended discoveries are taking place today in Silicon Valley?
We said, let's try it, because this was an everyday problem we faced. We knew our friends faced. We knew our friends' friends faced, and we knew the dentist was losing the battle also. As you know, given the fact there are 65 million Americans who have periodontal disease, we all brush, but not well enough.
My name is Jim Connor. Welcome to Game Changers Silicon Valley. This segment of tonight's show will discuss how an unintended discovery made its way to become a new technology for oral hygiene. My guests are Amit Goswamy, CEO and co-founder of Livionics, and Robert Iverson, a dentist with Palo Alto Dental Group. Amit, Robert, welcome to the show. Dr. Iverson, let me start with you. I recently read a statistic that 46% of the adult population suffer from either gingivitis or periodontal disease. Can you explain those two diseases and how serious is this?
Yes, gingivitis is the inflammation of the gums, and it's a process that is quite immediate and will go away quickly once the bacteria is removed. Periodontitis is a disease process that affects the support structure around the teeth in an irreversible way.
And that's where the gums, as I understand it, the plaque on the teeth get down below the gum line. Is that correct?
The attachment level of the teeth goes away and it invades the bone, and the bone actually drops down. And we have a loss of support that can continue if not treated.
And that's pretty serious because it introduces inflammation to the body. Is that accurate?
Yes, that is accurate.
Amit, good to see you. Let's let you give us, or let me ask you to give us an overview of how you were working in one area and you made a discovery, an unintended discovery of something that would work in another area. How did this come about?
We were researching ophthalmology and dermatology, and we had grants from the National Institute of Health and Department of Defense to fund all those things. And like most people, we had our own issues. We are afraid of going to the dentist. We had issues around, we try as we might, we were still losing the battle of having good oral hygiene. And when we looked at our technology, we said, this might actually work. So we tried it, and it didn't. Took us 5 tries. Of course, this is within a month's time, and being the company we are, we actually were our own guinea pigs, so we were trying it on ourselves. And one day we said, God, teeth feel cleaner. This is good, something's happening, I can feel it. And we said, well, we got to figure out to get some objective data. I mean, this is just us talking. Are we drinking our own Kool-Aid? And so we went to a clinical site, dental office, right here in the Bay Area, and we said, let's do a double-blind study because they're the gold standard. The data came back, and it was actually what we thought it was. It was astounding.
So what was the original area you were doing research on? You said something about, was it metallurgy or something else?
We were doing research in ophthalmology. We are developing an eye drop which will improve vision in people with cataracts. We're the only recourse today is surgery for mature cataracts. So we actually improve vision. We're doing research in that area. We were looking at burns, which are all, they get worse as they come along, and we were trying to figure out if there's a way to accelerate healing. And we were finding that we were healing them in half the time. So this is we had a very broad technology, and we were trying to figure out practical applications, everyday applications.
So this technology was working to some extent on burns, and was it working on improving the eyesight?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
So what led to the discovery that it would also work to remove plaque?
We knew enough of the theory that this would clean better by repelling the bacteria from the tooth surface. We knew that, but we never tried it, because when you're looking at improving vision or you're looking at accelerating burn wound healing, it's a very different concept. But while it is different, there is commonality in the technology behind it. So we said, let's try it, because this was an everyday problem we faced. We knew our friends faced. We knew our friends' friends faced. And we knew the dentist was losing the battle also. As you know, given the fact there are 65 million Americans who have periodontal disease, we all brush, but not well enough.
Let me come back to you, Dr. Iverson. What is the issue then? Is it an education issue that people don't understand how important it is to practice oral hygiene, meaning, I guess, brushing twice a day from what I read, and dental floss? Is that an educational process, or is it cultural that we just don't want to do it?
It's both. We do spend a lot of time, I know I spend a lot of time teaching them why it's important to floss, why it's important to brush. And I'll see people months later and, oh yeah, did you tell me about that? They just forget about it. And it's challenging to get them to floss every day. It's challenging to get them to brush thoroughly every day. And it's an ongoing process.
I did have the impression that, if I didn't really follow all the rules correctly, that the annual or biannual cleaning would take care of stuff. Clean me out, get me in time. Is that accurate?
No, the cleanings are to remove the heavier deposits, the calcified bacteria, but you are responsible to clean the bacteria every day, the plaque.
How fast does this bacteria build up?
If you clean it thoroughly now, in 24 hours, it will have built up to the point where it can start causing inflammation.
There's brushing and there's flossing. So the brushing is just to kind of get the, not visible, but easy to reach deposits. The flossing gets between the teeth. Is it this dragging of the floss between the teeth that does the cleaning?
Yes, you actually will go through the contact, and now you have to rub on each tooth. Push it towards the back to clean that tooth, come around the papilla, and you rub up and down on that tooth.
You've made this discovery, you've tried it on your friends, you've got some research, you paid for the research to be done with, who was it?
Dr. Alston.
A university study?
And then we finally, after we got the data in the Bay Area, we said, we got to go to a US university. This thing is taking care of 90% of the cleaning, whereas regular toothpaste takes care of 30%. If it's that much better, let's go to a university. So we went to UC Irvine, and then we did another double-blind study, which kind of confirmed the fact, because we had to confirm it for ourselves and for the public.
So we just talked here about the brushing and the flossing. Does your product do both jobs?
No.
It doesn't, okay.
What we do is we are an aid to what dentists tell you to do. We allow you to do it. The issue with flossing is that the flossing will clean. But when you're brushing, today, it's very similar to if a lady had nail polish on her nails, and you gave her a soap and a scrubber, the longer she scrubbed, the better off she would be, because it's the scrubbing that is making the difference. But it would be near impossible to take nail polish off the edges of her nails, which is what happens in brushing today, that you cannot floss the center of your tooth. So it's near impossible to get to clean near your gum margins. Now, when you give the lady a nail polish remover, it's a different technology. It cleans the nail fast and clean. Similarly, what we do is we get close to a professional cleaning every time you brush. And that has huge impact on oral hygiene.
Is this a chemical, or is this some type of electrostatic reaction, or you're essentially changing the bonding of the plaque to the tooth, is that correct?
What we are doing is we are repelling bacteria from the tooth surface. So it's literally like two south poles of a magnet, they just repel. So when they fall off, you don't have anything remaining there, and you get close to a professional cleaning. You can get it two ways. You can get it by scraping or using our product.
So let me ask you a quick question here. We talked a little bit. I wanted to go into your history here as a dentist, and you were actually a dentist in the Navy and served in Antarctica, correct?
Yes. I was responsible for, basically I was the only dentist on the continent, and that was kind of an interesting situation to be in, no peer review.
And you took care of all the people there, and what are they, researchers?
Yes, researchers. Back when I was there, it was military people. People from New Zealand, Australia, England.
I have to ask you this, is dental care significantly different by different countries?
Yes.
And did you find things that you would normally do that would be objectionable to a patient?
No, I think people there were pretty open to treatment there. They didn't have to pay for it, so they were happy to get whatever they could get.
I want to ask you, what happened to the rest of the company's studies and technology? Did you continue with that, or did you abandon that and just go put all in on this one product?
Well, we are a self-funded company. We have turned down investments which came along as people started using the dental gel and they got interested in this, everyone invest. So what we have done is we have grown in a very measured way. And the good news is that this product has grown to a point where it is now funding studies in ophthalmology and dermatology. So we're starting all that work. While we're very focused on this product and its benefits and how do we sell it and what kinds of things do we have to do to make it everyday use for every person.
So in your practice, Dr. Iverson, how did you come in contact with this and what was your first reaction? You must see lots of products, right?
Yes, we do. I just started reading some of the literature on the product and I thought I have to try this, and I always like to try things on myself before I recommend them, and it just kind of snowballed from there. Our hygienists just love using this stuff. They see the results coming back 6 months later and they're just so happy to see the improvements.
So you've used it for how long now?
8 months now.
8 months. And when did you notice, can you recall when you noticed the biggest difference?
The next morning after I used it.
Oh, really? Well, I'm a big fan of it too, and that's part of how we came about to do this. I said, this is a story that warrants to be told. I'm theoretically an objective person here, but I must say I really love the product.
That is a compliment money cannot buy. And because Dr. Iverson is here because he's a user of the product. People we approach, I mean, we have all kinds of people who come in and they're very skeptical because one of the reviews we normally get is truth in advertising, which is funny because we don't really advertise too much, but it works as it says it works.
Yeah. So you're really low key on this thing. And here in Silicon Valley, you self-fund, you fund the company, you get going. It's been what, has it been 14, 15 years? Is that right?
Well, the technology has been in development since 2002.
Okay.
The Livionics, the company came into being in 2009. So it's been a good 9 years.
9 years.
We are different. We are growing the old-fashioned way. Because in my mind, we want to grow steadily, we want to grow big. This is a product which everybody should use. You know, when people brush, they think they're doing the right thing. We're saying that, look, you don't have to change your lifestyle to improve your health, improve your oral hygiene. All you have to do is reach for a different product and just keep your habits. Do not need to change habits.
Just having it on my teeth will actually also, shall I say, dissolve plaque?
What we find is that you have to touch the location somehow, but you don't have to scrub it. What it means is it makes a toothbrush more effective. We say that you should use some kind of friction, whether it's your finger or in a child you might have a hand brush, a finger brush or a toothbrush, but you don't have to scrub as hard, you don't have to go through all the pain there, just do it.
What's next for the company coming up here?
A couple of things. As I told you, we're starting the initiatives in ophthalmology and dermatology. I think the first thing is we're working with the FDA so that we can tell the whole story, much more than the cleaning. Oh, yeah. Because there is a story and there are things we want to do. And we're looking to accelerate this process now that we are on somewhat stable ground. So we're also starting to consider the pros and cons of raising funds, which we have turned down in the past. Should we do it so that we can accelerate and get it out to the people? Because in my mind, yes, this product will benefit users, but there is a public health aspect. There's 65 million Americans out there. Not everybody is in the top 1%. And they should be able to get it.
So this is available on Amazon?
It's available on Amazon. It's available on our website. Live Fresh is the product name. If you Google it, you'll get it. And the product, or you Google the company name, you'll get that too. Sometimes some people Google me and they'll still get it.
Okay, great. Well, I want to thank both of you for coming in. It's really been delightful to meet both of you and hear about this. And I'm a big fan of the product, and I'm also a big believer in the importance of oral hygiene. So I want to congratulate both of you for the work you're doing in this important area. And let me ask you if there's any other way people should contact you if they want to follow up who are watching the show. Is there the website or is it an email?
They can go to the website. They can. There's a place to say contact us, and they can contact us there. And that's probably the easiest way. Go to the company website, and it's info@livionics.com, and all emails will come in, and they will get responded to.
Dr. Iverson, you're in the Palo Alto Dental Group, correct?
PaloAltoDentalGroup.com.
PaloAltoDentalGroup.com. So once again, I want to thank you so much for coming in tonight, and I wish you every success going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. This is Jim Connor. Thank you for joining us for this week's episode of Game Changers Silicon Valley. Each week, we'll address an area of innovation that may emerge as a game changer of tomorrow. You can follow us and subscribe to the shows at gamechangers.tv. We look forward to your continued interest and participation in upcoming shows.